And welcome back. We are here on Radio Row with the main man, the legend, Longhorn legend himself, Sam Acho. Good morning. By the way, smooth suit that you got going on
I
here.
appreciate it. I have a burnt orange blazer, but I didn't want to do it to him just yet. I didn't want to do it to him just
You
yet.
could have flexed on him. You've earned that, right? Sam, obviously, I know you're excited. Your Longhorns are here, and we'll talk about the first year of them being in the SEC, Sarkeesian, and all that. But right now, you've got something a little bit more important, and I'm excited about this. You know why, Sam? Because we're in this era where everyone's talking about NIL, right? Money, how much they get paid, all this kind of stuff. And we forget student athlete. Right, we forget that portion of it, and you're a part of the All-State Woolful Trophy, brought to us by AFCA. Tell us all about this because it came out this list of, I think it's 178 nominees. Tell us all about that, man.
Yeah, and so the last several years I've spent time with the All-State AFCA Good Works team as one of the spokespeople for that Good Works team along with Tim Tebow. And what we do is we shine a light on all the good works that college athletes are doing in their communities. Mm-hmm. Well, also the last several years, I was a winner. I won the Warfel Trophy when I played, which is another community service focused award. Yeah. Well, just this last year, really today, we announced the conglomeration, the joining of these two organizations now to form not only the All-State AFCA Good Works team, but also the All-State Warfel Trophy. And so what that does is now all of a sudden, all the good works that players are doing is going to get a brighter light shown on them. So for example, Hayden Connor, offensive lineman for Texas, he started an organization called Pause for a Cause. And essentially that's going to help support the Austin Animal Center, using his NIL, using his time, using athletes to try and help shine a light on good works. And so what this is doing is finally getting a way to shine a brighter light on all the great work that players are doing.
Wow, that sounds awesome. Like, and tell me why that's so important for that to happen. Because again, we'll go into football season. You'll be on ESPN and you'll break down everything throughout the weeks and on Saturdays and this and that. But why is it so important to shine a light on the things that kids do off the field?
I think we live in a day and age where so much is focused on, yes, on-field performance, but also there's this kind of NIL piece of how much money can I make and how much money can I kind of acquire. And there are actually players who are not only, yes, they're getting money through NIL, but they're also giving it away. Like the guy who won it was called the Warfel Trophy last year, but the All-State Warfel Trophy, Dylan Gibbons from Florida State, he actually used his NIL and donated it and gave it away. And so I think the reason why it's so important is that, yes, some of these players are going to go to the NFL and have long careers. But I think what's more important is who you are when it comes to character, community service, leadership. That's what this award is all about. And that's the light that is being shown the brightest on the players. It helps you know who you are and what you're about.
One more. You gave that good example about Hayden. Is there any other examples of people that maybe you've come across that it's kind of resonated with you, that any stories that stuck with you?
Yeah, another story that sticks with me is a guy named Gavin Sawchuk, a sophomore running back at Oklahoma. And you know the name because how he stars on the football field. But this dude spent his spring break in Hawaii serving, some of the Maui wildfires. He was serving there. He was serving at Lahaina High School as well. He was working with the Boys and Girls Club during his spring break to go and serve. And then that's just overseas. He works locally as well in his local community. And so it's guys like him. It's guys like J.J. Pegues from Ole Miss, a defensive tackle, who's using his time, talents, treasures to help serve his community. And so those are just a few of the 178 players. Now in September, that's going to be that list is going to dwindle down, and there's going to be the finalists, right? The 22 finalists. But for now, let's shine the biggest light we can on the players and their work.
Well, I appreciate that. Now, I got to ask you about your Longhorns. Your Longhorns are here. Finally, SEC Media Days is here. We've been talking about this for years, Sam. Like, it feels like this thing has been building. Your general thoughts on Texas being here and being a part of the SEC?
Yeah, my general thoughts are that it's a good fit. Because Texas obviously is a big brand. SEC has the brand of, hey, it just means more. I'm still a Texas guy trying to figure out, does it really mean more? But it's a good fit. But also I think I'm interested to see how things play out because Texas was in the college football playoff last year, lost to Washington on the last second play. And now you're in a conference and in a league where you're going to be tested every single week. And so for that piece, I'm excited. And the other piece too I was just with Danny Werfel, right? That's who the Werfel Trophy is named after. But not only is that Heisman Trophy winner, Florida Gator. Well, Texas plays Florida, and so there's all these kind of inner school rivalries, but also some of the communication, the kind of combination of the good work that happens, right? Like Danny and I, we compete, but also now we're getting a chance to highlight the good stuff that's happening as well.
So the one question that people keep asking out here, they keep saying, is Texas ready? Like, is Texas ready for the SEC? Now, I keep saying, well, look, it looked pretty ready against Alabama last year when it went to Tuscaloosa and won by double-digit points. But in your opinion, what you've seen Sarkisian build over the last couple of years, but also knowing the SEC the way you do, how do you feel Texas stacks up? Do you feel like they're ready?
I feel like Texas stacks up great. I feel like they are ready from an on-the-field perspective. But the question for me is going to be, what do you do with success? Back in 2009, when I was at Texas, we played Alabama in the national championship game. Colt McCoy got hurt. We lost that game. We were 13-0, and then we ended up 13-1 after losing that championship game.
Yeah.
Well, the next year we struggled with the success. Texas had a lot of success last season. Went to the college football playoff for the first time in the CFP era. Yeah. They go and they nearly make the national championship game. What do you do with that success? Do you double down? Do you work even harder? Yeah. Or do you rest on your laurels and say, hey, we're here? That's going to be the question. Texas is going to get everyone's best shot. Will you be ready for it?
I'll ask you a couple more, and I'll let you go. T'Vondre Sweat. I'm going to ask you about the line. Yeah, T'Vondre Sweat, Byron Murphy are gone. Those guys are huge components, obviously, towards Texas' success last year. I don't know if you had a chance to make it out to practice in the spring or in the summer or anything like that. What do you think about the defensive line? Because that seems to be the biggest question mark. Or do you think there may be other question marks for you?
I think so I'm excited about two guys specifically. One guy specifically, Barron Sorrell. So edge rusher. Yeah. I got a chance to have lunch with him or dinner with him a couple days ago. And when I say he's dialed in, like this dude is doing all the little things well. Yeah. And now's the time for that jump. And so for me, Barron Sorrell's a name. Ethan Burke's another name that I get excited about. Two guys that are on the edge of the defense that can make a big impact for the defense. So last year, I feel like it was more on the inside. T'Vondre Sweat, Byron Murphy, right? First round pick, second round pick. But now I think the edge rushers are going to be the big difference in this defense. Anthony Hill as well, whether he's rushing or in coverage as a linebacker, it's going to be excellent.
Okay, the last thing I'll let you go, and that question is, let's define success for Texas this season. Now, I want you to maybe, as an analyst, but also as a fan too, what is success in first year in the SEC? And I want you to put a number by that, by the way. So, is it, okay, 9-3, but you make the playoffs, you're okay. 10-2, does it have to be that they go to the SEC championship? What defines success for you in year one for Texas?
For me, SEC championship, going to the SEC championship defines success. Maybe you don't win it, but going to it. But to your point, let's say you don't make it to the SEC championship, but you make the playoffs and win. Like that piece matters. So I don't think there should be any drop off. Texas's standard, we used to always say that the standard is the standard. Yeah. Mac Brown, that was one of his sayings. The standard has been set. Last year, Texas made the college football playoff. Yeah. That was the standard. I don't care what league we're in, what conference you're playing in. Yeah. That's a standard. So it should be, in my opinion, an SEC championship game appearance, right? Win or lose it. And if that doesn't happen, a college football playoff, not just appearance, we got to win in the playoffs.
Okay, let me, J-Kid, this to you. Final thoughts, closing thoughts as we wrap this interview up. What's one of the final things you would like to say, whether it's about AFCA or about your Longhorns?
Well, the thing I'm most excited about is the fact that when players get nominated for the All-State AFCA Good Works team and even the All-State Warfel Trophy, it's not just about that moment, it's about their future. I got nominated I was a part of the All-State AFCA Good Works team when I played. Yeah. I won the Warfel Trophy. And those two awards, they changed me. It's the reason why I still go back to Nigeria. I was in Nigeria 2 weeks ago doing medical mission work with my family. We got a chance to put a hospital out there. It's the reason why I wrote my second book, which is called Change Starts With You, Following Your Fire to Heal a Broken World, about making a change in communities and making an impact in communities. And so as much as on the field success matters, the light that gets a chance to shine on the work that players are doing in their community is of the utmost importance. And that's why this partnership matters, right? Last year, Danny was like, man, the Warfel Trophy is great, but what about all the other players who didn't win? How do we shine a light on them? And All-State saying, man, our Good Works team is great. How do we shine a bigger light? So now all of a sudden you're seeing two different organizations who've done different things, or I guess they've been running concurrently. Now they're saying, let's be a team. And so I couldn't be more excited about the fact that these players, right now 178 nominees, soon to be 22 players on that Good Works team, and then finally an All-State Warfel Trophy winner, their life is going to change because of this award.
Are you allowed to tell your fans hook them on the
way absolutely. Out? Hook them horns, especially now that we're in